Good day everyone, welcome to today's tutorial on utilizing XMD's Dyna Handle. So over the last couple of versions we've been adding the Dyna Handle to a multitude of functions within XMD. We started off with copy and move, and we've then since added it to the smart pattern placement and, even more importantly, custom assembly placement. So with the copy and move command, this now allows you to use one command to do a lot of the general functions within XMD, such as moving horizontal, moving vertical, tip, rotate, move anywhere. These can all be done now with one command. We do still have the old legacy commands in there, so you can continue to use those if you wish, but the Dyna Handle allows you to do so many of those things not only with one function, but with even more power. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by bringing in a custom assembly and kind of show you the additional flexibility that you have for modifying that custom assembly, and also of course the ease of placement. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab a custom assembly of a safety strap. So we're going to go ahead and just leave everything as default as far as its location. So basically I created this custom assembly on center, but on a specific face of the mold. So automatically it'll always go to that face of the mold, regardless of the mold size. One thing you are able to do is you could right click and you could actually modify your increments, right? So here we have increments of that value. We're going to increase it to 1/8 of an inch. What that allows me to do now is to drag this without actually having to type in a value, right? So I can eyeball it and still have everything nice and consistent and at nice nominal values. And now I'm going to move it, say, somewhere over here, so it's kind of sitting in between these two water lines. So I'm happy with that placement and go ahead and accept, or I can grab obviously one of the other Dyna Handles to rotate it and stuff like that. So what we're going to do now though is show you how some of the move commands work. So I'm going to go ahead, I want to move this storage position. I don't want it to be at 90 degrees, I want maybe to be up here towards above the screw. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and it's going to grab the base point automatically based on that particular feature. But what we want to do is change the base point. So this allows you to change the base position, and this works with placing smart patterns as well. We can change the base position of anything. So what we're going to do is say reposition, indicate position, and obviously I want the center of this screw, and I want to rotate about the center of that screw, say 90 degrees. So now as you can see, the entire assembly rotated, right? But what we can do is if we go back to 0, that will put it back to where it was. We can turn off assembly, which means only the component I selected will be rotated. That allows me to now rotate it in that position. I can also grab this handle and just rotate any position I want. So maybe I need it at some kind of angle, I can do that as well. So I have a lot of flexibility on what I can do with that particular command. Okay? So there we go, we now have our custom assembly in place. Of course from there you can copy it to a quadrant to have the second one if you need to, whatever. So what we're going to do now is we're going to also do a modification. We're going to use the move command to modify this particular bubbler here. So same idea, it's going to tag to that component's default base point, which is at the start of the water line, or the start of the bubbler in this case. And we're going to go ahead and say reposition, indicate position, and we want to go about the center of this particular water line. And now I can go ahead and say, well, I want to rotate that 10 degrees. So you don't have to tip it and then move it again after. We say accept. Of course, XMD is smart enough to put the spot face on the end and everything else. That is how you utilize the Dyna Handle.